Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Tuesday live readings. Lovely to have you all here. Watching you all stroll on into the chat. We just had a lovely session in the Lenormand group, and for those of you that were in the last session, I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer next week. I'm having so much fun with it. Anyway, welcome to live readings. We are here. Today is two. Lots of twos, lots of energy of twos. And I'm just feel so blessed that it's fallen. I didn't have to reschedule. This has fallen on the day that I do live readings. And so I thought before I do readings, I just want to talk a little bit about what I'm feeling this energy is. And there's a couple of, I feel there's a bit of a dichotomy here with all of these twos. And if you add up all of the twos, you get the number 12, right? February 2, 22. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. And then 2022 is another 6. So and you get 12, which goes to a 3. And so really this 1 plus 2 plus 3, right? This is a kind of a mathematically magic thing. And there's a sense of expansion and lightness and energy and growth and portals opening, right? So this, what I suggest you all do if you haven't hit 2:22 p.m. to make sure you set a clock for 2:22 and do something magical at 2:22. Or if you already did, you can share in the chat what it is that you did at 2:22 or how you acknowledged it. So I feel we have this beautiful portal that's opening here. The energy of the moon in Scorpio, to me, well, it's both a gift, but there's also this little bit of, I feel, trepidation. When portals open around in Scorpio energy, I feel we need to be careful what we ask for. Because if the portal is open and we are not ready that for which we ask, we're going to get it anyway. So as you are formulating your questions today, if you're ready to dive deep into the water and to allow a pattern to emerge and for some kind of something to just like, right, it's kind of like, I feel like the opportunity for aha moments today is going to be huge. And while there's so much potential here, I just want to caution you, that we could get some really hard hitting ratings today. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, sorry, the table is shaking. I'm leaning on the table. I'm all excited about doing these readings. Let me say hi to everybody that's strolling in. Nina, hello. And Hannah, Audrey, lovely to have you here. Yes, you have to be patient. On my title, there is a 2. I will edit my title later. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Who else is here? Donna is here, and Irene. You guys are having a great old chat here. Irene would love a reading. Yes, they are going to be deep. Joseph is here. Welcome to Joseph. And Heather and Teresa. Hello, hello. Diana, I haven't seen you in ages. Welcome. Kristen Louise, hello. Welcome to Kristen. Candy is here. Evangelina. So great to have you all here. This is such a special day. Am I doing well? I am. So yesterday in Canada was a family day. It's a statutory holiday. And so the kids were around, and what I have been doing is cleaning out my garage. When I moved here, what is it now? 4.5 years ago, I was not able to completely clear my previous home, the one where I lived with my family, pre-divorce. So I have been unearthing a lot of stuff and I've been super busy. I'm physically exhausted from moving boxes and unpacking and all of that, but things are going well. I'm sure I'm driving my friends crazy because I've been posting on Facebook Marketplace, and you get binged all the time when your friends are posting on Facebook Marketplace. So I apologize for those of you that have been inconvenienced by that. Um, Sarah, hello, welcome. Is it? I wasn't aware of that. Okay, good to know that I am in alignment with life. That feels good. All right, so I'm going to scroll on back. I think Irene was the first one that asked for a question. Now I want to talk a little bit about the three questions that I posed below and sort of my take on all of this. Hello to Mimi, welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the description box and I want to, because there's a few words that I wanted to emphasize here. Possible reading, 3-card readings. So one is, what is the lesson, shadow, or pattern that's ready to be revisited? The reason, now I want to thank Andrew for that spread, because that spread that you posted in the Facebook group yesterday really got me thinking about this. And Andrew posted a larger spread in the Facebook group and it looks like an H, right? And I love these spreads that look like H's, right? Because these are like gateways, the two pillars on either side and then the bridge in between. I love that energy. The reason revisited is because, why revisited? Why is this not something coming to the surface for the first time? I feel like that is an important thing for you, me, us to acknowledge that these issues and patterns have been going on for years and years and years, and in some cases, lifetimes and lifetimes. And that this is such a brilliant opportunity today with the magic of the two, 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 all the twos, to release this. Okay, so there's that. The revisited acknowledgement, I feel, is really important. Secondly, there has been something that is, there's a reason why it's still there. And we have been putting a lid on it, right? We tend to sweep things under the carpet. Like, we put a cap on top of the, it's easier to put a lid on than to let things release. Releasing work is hard. And so that second question asked about, so, why is it being repressed, or what is being repressed? Part of that has to do with the why am I putting the lid on it? But I just feel like it gives us more information about our resistance to letting it go. Okay, so that second question is about that resistance and letting it go. There's pain involved in that, like it's not easy. We get comfortable in our discomfort. And then the third one, to learn how to set it free, finally integrating its lesson. Okay, so how we also often need strategies. I feel like I'm looking at Lenormand here. Oh, Andrew is still in Lenormand discussion. We need a strategy for how to release it and how to let it go. That can be really, really useful. But the second part of that is super important. Okay, so here we are in the Scorpio waning moon. And the fortnight, that period of the moon decreasing in its illumination really is a beautiful time for integration. And so what is really, really important here? We cannot divorce ourselves from the hard stuff, from the shadows, from the issues. They have been a part of our journey, and it's not like it's going to go away and we're never going to remember it again. They make us stronger. They make us better. Like they make us more awake. And if you can integrate it to become a part of who you are, you're going to just be able to rise up and feel so much stronger. I hope that makes sense, right? So there's a bit of a process here. And so I'm going to do a 3-card readings if you want. I mean, you can ask other questions as well too, but these are the kind of questions that might be really, really good for today. Yeah, I'm not going to have time, but I'm going to use this deck today. I don't think I've ever used this deck for live readings, and I just feel that the Deviant Moon Tarot is so Scorpio, and it's just perfect for this kind of a reading. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to give it a little smudge, and I feel so much gratitude for this awakening, for this portal. It just feels really good. Yeah. So here we go. Audrey can handle it. That's good. So I put some crystals on the table just to kind of help me here. I'll tell you what I put on the table. Whenever I'm doing this kind of work, I really like to have grounding stones around. And so my septarian is there for me. The Shiva Lingam, I really feel grounded with, but it is an as above, so below, marrying the masculine, feminine energies. So these are really cool rocks to have on the table. And then this is a really interesting marriage of rocks here. I don't know if you can see it. It is malachite with chrysocolla. And anyway, these are my little totems here to support you on your readings today. All right. Okay, I'm going to go back because I know there's questions early on here. I got to remember to change that title too. It feels weird that I missed a number. Just bear with me. I think it was Irene's second comment. Yes, and we're also in Aquarius energy as well too. So we've got so many beautiful things we can bring in here. Donna has her list and checking it twice. Oh, somebody's gonna zap that troll, please. Thank you. There we go. Irene is first. All right. Okay. And also, here's another thing about Septarian is what I feel with Septarian is it takes me deep, deep, deep into the oceanic floor. And in the oceanic floor, I feel this amazing, amazing connection. So this reading is for Irene on this amazing portal energy day. What is Irene? What recurring, repeating issue is Irene ready to release? How has it been repressed? And what is her next step in moving forward to release that so that she may integrate it? And I want to say, within this moon cycle. So, and I like that these cards also are a little longer so we can get this H energy going on here. I don't know what it is about H spreads. I really like them. Okay. Okay, Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups looking away? The Queen of Cups is looking to the past. Interesting gesture. I like that her left hand is out there and she's catching the contents of the cup. I'm wondering if there has been, if the intuitive focus, if the spiritual focus has been on the past, so that in, well, let's see what you can get all this information. Oh, okay, this is a very challenging card in this deck. This is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, now I want you to know too that I will be going out on a few limbs here in these readings, just because of the nature of this deck and the nature of the energy, because I want to help you to move through stuff. Now, in this particular deck, we have there's a real sense of not only entitlement, but a lack of awareness for the big picture here in this 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm wondering if through your ancestral history, I mean, this is a brilliant card to have in this position because it tells me that you are fully capable of diving into the waters and that you are probably ready to go deeper than you ever thought you could. So with the 10 of Pentacles, there's so many levels. Sorry, here we can talk about this, but if we're looking at this as the end of the cycle, right? This is the shift, this is the change. Also, that there's a resistance to change. What has been repressed is moving forward and leaving something behind. Perhaps there is leaving material comforts behind. And one of the difficult choices you have had to make is to leave. Interesting, because Andrew was talking about this is such a great time for clearing out and getting rid of material stuff. So I'm wondering if you have resisted getting rid of stuff. But where I was going to go initially was I feel like there is some perhaps ancestral shadow that was connected to entitlement. So maybe there was an aspect of your family or a generation or a part of your family that you actually were really uncomfortable or even embarrassed about the way they treated the servants, the way they treated people who were of a lesser class. But in a more general way, Irene, this has to do with, I feel like there is so much. Okay, here, oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe you are the servant under the table. And it is time for you to stand up and knock that chessboard off and to experience the freedom that you so deserve. The Ace of Wands. This is a really powerful card because when we add up all those twos, we do have a 3, and we have that energy of expansion and growth. Your way through is exactly that, is to stand up, to knock that darn chessboard over and to do it your way and to start fresh and freer and lighter. You love my brain? What are you ready to birth? Because I feel as if, because if this truly is a card of repression, it's like you haven't given yourself permission to birth it because of some deep connection through family, through obligations, and so forth. What, I mean, this this dude underneath the table transforming to this ace is absolutely brilliant, Audrey. Sorry, not Audrey, Irene. Yeah. I love this. I love this reading. And then, she is so ready to dive into those waters. And so do that. And look and focus on what is on the right side, because that should give you so much motivation and an assurance that you are ready, 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 ready to do that. Okay. All right. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know what it means. You can star a comment. Maybe that means you can highlight it or something. Okay. You can email me, Audrey. Ask me questions. Mystics Haven. Okay, so Teresa. Teresa is next. Scrolling on down. Mystics Haven. I love that. I love that, Christian. All right. Obviously, I have missed Mystics Haven. Mystics Haven. So Teresa said hello. Teresa said hello. And then oh my goodness. Heather, Teresa, Audrey. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You guys just chat amongst yourselves. I am. Why? Why is this so difficult? Makes you happy to see me. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. You know what? I would really, why am I this? I can't do this today. This is so weird. Maybe I'll find you. Maybe I'll find you. Here's Audrey. And Audrey is, okay. Okay, so Audrey was before Teresa. Teresa on my list anyway is 2 down. So I'm going to go Audrey. Sorry for messing with you. I'm going to go Audrey and then Teresa, because Teresa is 2 comments down from here. So this reading's for Audrey. Thank you, Donna. I found it, but it's easier for me if I do it this way. Above is Teresa. Okay, I see as Teresa's question is just below this one, so I'm gonna do this. Audrey, I would love guidance on how to deal with this transition period towards my new professional path. Okay. Transitional period towards my new professional path. Sure. Great question for today. I wonder sometimes if the chat that I see in StreamYard is in a different order than in YouTube. If it doesn't load at the same time. So that's sometimes I think where the confusion comes from. So I'm sorry, Donna. I'm not overriding your organization. I apologize. This reading is for the lovely Audrey. In this time, in this opening, this gateway, please allow a clear message to come through, supporting Audrey through this transition period in her professional life. Okay. So I'm going to lay them out in an H, and we'll read the cards, focusing on her profession. Okay. Again, another strong female character. Why is she looking over her shoulder? Is she worried she's going to get attacked? I'm always leery about when the body position doesn't match where the direction of the face doesn't match the body. And so what's on the bridge? It feels like there's some doubt that has been arising as to your capability of moving forward at this time. You know, it's like the little birds on your shoulders are going back and forth, back and forth. You feel distracted. I think that's the overarching energy here. You feel distracted. So instead of worrying about the external, instead of worrying about all those people around you, take some time to focus. This is one of the only decks where the Two of Swords doesn't have a blindfolded person. And so this looks at it in a very different way, right? The energy of a blindfolded person with that internal focus feels kind of healthy. This feels very noisy, very noisy. I do want to acknowledge it is a two. So it's almost as if the Two of Swords, Two of Voice, Two of Thought has a potential to clear its way today. But what is this? Why is the Empress looking over her shoulder? The Empress shows me you have the power, you have the strength, you have the potential, the leadership. You can do this. You've been given this job. And so my encouragement is to focus, but let's see what we've got going here. Seven of Pentacles. I really want to go all Lenormand here. My question that came to mind is, what is at the heart of the tree, and what does the tree represent? The Empress represents growth. We're in this 2, which reduces to a 3. So you are very much in alignment. This feels like the power, the potential for this job, this promotion to become something really great is there. What is at the heart of the tree? And I don't know if it was the blood that's dripping down the tree that I noticed too, but the tree. So the tree represents your foundation, represents your family, it represents all that you carry with you, your growth. And so this inner reflection and getting clarity on this inner reflection is really important. Always doubting yourself. So yeah. So the Empress is obviously not paying attention to this discussion. And so what I was saying to you is that the focus is really important. And look how focused the person is in the third card. If we're taking the third card as the advice position. So she's taking her wand and she's very methodically, counting the leaves on the trees, taking stock. So I want you to slow down. I want you to slow down and remember where you've come from, right? You wouldn't have been hired for this job if you can't do it. So one of the things that might be really good in finding clarity here is to decide what is the first thing that you would like to do in this position. Right? It's necessary for you to kind of take these two swords that are going this way and bring them together to a point, which is where we're at now, this triangulation, this pathway that's opening, right? So this is about finding focus. Okay. You're welcome. All right. Now, Teresa. Sorry for that, Donna, again. All right. Aisha, hello, hello. I'm feeling restless lately. What would be the best way for me to use this energy, possibly minimize in preparation for a more simple life? Isn't this interesting? We have this theme going on. Metamorphic moments. Hello, hello. Okay. All right. And you know, Donna, you can put yourself in for a reading and you can jump the queue. So if you would like a reading, let me know. Okay. So you can go right after Teresa. I'm feeling restless. Okay, so that is a lack of grounding, restlessness, right? That's too much vata. So that is an important word. So anything you can do to ground is super important. And so we're going to look at grounding cards in the reading. And a more simple life means that exactly that. So we create more space, there's less stuff. So maybe that's going to come up in the reading as well, too. Okay. Okay, Donna says soon. All right, so this reading is for the lovely Teresa, Mystic Saban. Let's unearth something with this. Let's figure out what this restlessness is about. Restlessness can also be good, right? That nervous tension. Okay. A discomfort with leaving the BS behind. Giving yourself permission to leave those thoughts, those nagging, we have a choice. There's these points in our life where we can just pick ourselves up and go on. And I feel like this is the first card that we've had in this position that's actually moving forward. They're not focused on the past. They're ready. They are so ready. Now, in relation to your question, this is an air balloon, right? This person is not on water, not on the ocean. So there's something to that, right? There's something to that. The fact that this is all airy and these 6 swords. Let's talk about 6. 666. Is there medicine in the 6 for you? 6, 12, 2. This 2 of Wands is so interesting in this deck. You know what would be really cool is if that 2 of Wands was the first card. You know, that 2 of Wands, right? I know he's planting garlic. I think this is garlic. It's been a while since I read the book. But if this is your action card, right? So we're stirring up, we're tilling the earth, we're digging a hole, we're connecting with what is below. The physical act of gardening is really good for us when we're at a time where we need grounding. And yes, this is the 2 of Wands. It's not a Pentacles card, but it feels like in order for the action to be realized, we need to do something physical. We need to do something physical. We have 2 very airy cards here. And I know that the Hanged Man is connected with Neptune and it's also very watery and all of that. I'm aware of this. But I feel a sense of if you just got your hands dirty and started to get busy and busy wands, right? So it feels like the medicine, Teresa, is in this card here. It's like you need to get down to work. And if you start small, right? If you start small, then the process will be less onerous. It's like in order, I think the approach has not been helpful. And so the Hanged Man is there to reevaluate the approach that you've been taking. And so I really feel like there's something that needs to be left behind. You don't need to know, right, with this card, you don't need to know exactly where you're going, but the practical information feels really important here. Dig deep. And I feel like this garlic needs to be planted a little deeper than you normally would plant it. I mean, that's a pretty awesome tool that's being used there. So practically what can you do? The Two of Wands normally, right? It's gonna talk about, are we it's a moving forward kind of card. And so you would expect the reading to be Two of Wands and then Six of Swords. We make we take some sort of an action and then we go forward. But it's almost as if maybe you're trying to do too much. You haven't had sufficient preparation. And so you can't go forward without the preparation. And hence the the Hangman is showing up here because the method, the perspective is a little out of whack. The bulb of garlic looks like a head. Okay, so give this some thought. All right. I think there's some good medicine here. It's just a matter of I don't know what your specific intention in going forward. I know you want a more simple life. And sometimes why don't we just look at this, right? A more simple life would be to plant a vegetable garden this spring, to get connected outside, maybe to go to a farm. Maybe this journey, right? This journey that you are taking is going to change your perspective. And this is simply about going to work at like a co-op farm this summer, this spring. Would not be amazing? That would totally simplify your life and give you a whole new perspective on everything. Okay. Thanks, Teresa. All right, Donna, where are we going now? Where are we going? Just going to pause the chat while I try to find where we're at. Nina Stitch is up next. Thank you very much. There we go. Found it. Appreciate it. Okay. Tonight in the tarot class, we're gonna do lots of readings, and I was prompted by a tarot student. who made a comment to the effect of, well, that wasn't in the cards. You didn't get that from the cards. You got that from your experience. And I feel that I've got to this place where I can see so much in the cards. And sometimes it's like I see things that, like Kristen made a comment earlier, something about I like how your brain works or whatever. And this is about you as a reader. I know a lot of you read cards, and giving yourself permission to really step into the cards and feel the energy of the cards. And that in that way, you can work with any deck if you allow the deck to speak to you. You know, sometimes I feel like we resist the message of the deck and we get caught up in that LWB business, right? So, yeah. And like I said, there's a couple spaces. If you want to get to know me better and how I do this, there's a couple spaces left in my class. And it starts next week, which is a perfect time. New moon energy. All right, Nina, where are we going with you? I would love to have a reading too with the questions you've posted in the description box. Okay, so what is Nina? What repetitive issue is ready to come to the surface? And is there some way that she's been repressing it? And then what information do we need on releasing it so that she can integrate it? Okay. This is a great deck. This is a great deck. And I feel like, I don't know, it's very clever. Very, very clever. Okay. Let's go with this. Let's start with that. It's time for you to be okay with being different. The fact that you see things from a different perspective, the fact that you see things from a different perspective makes you uniquely who you are. Okay, so remember, in this first position, something is coming to the surface. And I feel with this 12, you really want to embrace this new Neptunian energy of the Hanged Man, and to let it be you. Maybe your eccentricities are ready to come to the surface. I'm watching the chat, sort of. Just so there is this giant book, and if we go to the Hanged Man, I'll show you. I'll flip the screen. I'll show you guys, and then I'll carry on with Nina's reading. This is an amazing book. This is a coffee table size book. He talks about the history of the artwork. And so this one just has these pages here for the Hanged Man, but some cards have extensive and more than that. Like I'm looking at the Three of Swords here, right? And the Three of Swords has a page and a half. It's a brilliant book. It's so beautiful. But I feel like if you can read these cards intuitively, if you have a solid understanding of the RWS system, there's a lot that you can get from these cards. Also, the colors are really important here, I feel like. Yeah. So Nina, I want to encourage you to, And I'm looking at those and I just said color and I'm thinking about, red hat, purple cape. Maybe this is just about you being you in some way. Yeah. Okay. Um 12, 13. And okay, so I got something else that's coming up here that is really really interesting. That So death has the foot on the little person, and I'm wondering if you have been repressing your little you. Because this was the repression card, right? I'm wondering if you've been repressing the little you. There was some aspect of the little girl who didn't get to blossom. And so you have been quite literally putting the lid on her and keeping her settled down. And maybe there's this little lovely wild child inside of you that wants to come out. And it's absolutely brilliant that we're going from 12 to 13. 10 of Wands. You won't believe what just came through my head right now. I saw this creature here picking up all these sticks. And how can I say this without swearing? Um, so this creature picking up all the sticks and walking very assuredly, intentionally towards the bonfire and throwing all these sticks in the bonfire and saying something, enough. Enough is enough. This 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 carrying on with all these responsibilities, all this stuff that I do for other people, it feels like the in the suit of will, we have gone in the wrong direction. You've lost focus. So with this wheel of fire, this is about a complete and utter change for you. The death card, the wheel of fire, like it's wanting to change. This is wanting to kind of, if I put all of these cards together, it kind of feels like the energy of a tower. It's time for you to shift things and do things in a whole new way. And with this portal here, um, and the Scorpio moon energy, like this feels like, remember what I said, be careful what you ask for? This is really inviting you to step into your authenticity and like excessive caretaking. I don't know if it's the caretaking, but it's the it's taken on stuff. It's time for you to throw all those sticks in the bonfire. Hey, Tony. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Okay. So, Donna, I would like to do uh, the next person in the queue, and then I'll go to Tony's reading. All right. So let me know who the next person in the queue is. And thanks for your patience, Tony. We'll get to you in one more down the row here. Okay, so we'll go to Evangelina. Evangelina, Tony, and then back to the queue. You're welcome, Nina. Okay. I'm just getting chills. I'm getting chills. Like this is good. This is good stuff today. So if you don't want to know, don't ask. Because you're going to get the answer today. You're just going to get the answer. And I have a question for myself. I'm going to do a reading when I'm done with all of you because I have a brilliant question that I know, something that needs to come to the surface. All right, so this is for Evangelina Lada. Okay, I'm going to say this. Ladunivsky. Oh, I'm not going to say it. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to get you on a Zoom and get you to say your name for me multiple times. All right. Holding love and light and support. I feel also too, there's a lightness with the Aquarius energy, right? I love Aquarians. I have, well, Aquarius is opposite of my sun sign. So I do really well in Aquarius season as well too. Okay, Evangelina, here we go. This is a crazy deck. You know that? It's a crazy deck. The stuff that this deck makes me think is, okay, so here's what I'm feeling. Notice how those three people are emerging. It feels like they're emerging from the mouth of the scary fish. And you can think about what fish represent. I mean, fish represent a lot of things. They are happy to be out. They are happy to be free. They are happy to be connecting. And they're all really quirky and they're partying hard. They're partying hard. Look, they're spilling drinks on their heads, you know, like they're having a rockin' time because they're finally free. Maybe this feels like breaking free of COVID restrictions. So what's coming to the surface is you coming out of the dark. I'm thinking like Moby Dick, right? Not Moby Dick. I'm thinking about Pinocchio. I'm thinking about emerging from the whale. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about emerging from the darkness. It's time to emerge from the darkness. Now, whatever that means for you, that could mean something really specific. It could be an aspect of yourself that you have hidden as well, too. But here we have the three. And remember, the three is deeply connected to this portal. There is a growth, expansion, emergence of feelings, emergence of joy, emergence of just the flow of water. Right? So let your feelings rip. You know, let it go. Let it go. Whether it's tears, laughter, joy, song, dance. It's time. It's time to breathe. Yeah. Okay. So what have you been repressing so that you've been, you know, it's been more comfortable to stay inside the whale than to come out? We have another three. This is such a cool card. I love this card. Okay, so the full moon, gently breathing on these plants. This is such a weird, quirky card. So the plants are connected to the human and through the umbilical cord. You know, Patrick Valenza is so oddly brilliant. Okay, let's look at this card. I love this card. The monster. I mean, this is like the Harry Potter one, where the monster is on the back, Voldemort's on the back. So the monster is on the back. And one of the things I feel like in this card is that the potential to take off this costume is also right there. The growth is on the front. You are deeply connected to the growth and the expansion. The darkness is behind you. The moon is illuminating your growth. The moon is illuminating your growth. And so in this card of expansion, I feel that, sorry, I need to, this thought is very difficult to express in words. There's a marriage of the darkness and the light. And if you marry the shadow, if you marry the monster with the expansion, then what will grow will even be more brilliant. So this was in the position of, what have you been capping? What have you been repressing? You've been repressing your potential. You've been repressing your potential for growth, and your potential includes embracing that funny looking thing that's hanging on the back of the head, right? You need to take the whole of you and allow it to blossom forth. We have 2 cards of expansion, 2 cards of growth. This is brilliant. And then, look at Kristen's interpretation. Kristen says there is a Jewish interpretation of Jonah and the fish in the book of Jonah as being a metaphor for reincarnation, right? So you are at this time of significant growth. 3-3. We've been having these beautiful readings of emergence. Page of Wands. It might be a little challenging at first. And stepping back into the position of rookie. Isn't this funny? Like, if you think about it, this is hockey and the rookie players. But there's something here else I want to say about rookie. If you think about the NHL and you think about the rookies in the NHL, the years and the dedication and the training and all of those early mornings at the arena and the experiences and all that they've had, they come to the NHL and they're a rookie, but they have learned so much and they have accomplished so much. And I feel like this growth and expansion is only building on that which you already knew. It is not unfamiliar. You are so well trained for this. And the next step might feel a little shaky, but you definitely have this. You definitely have this. And so have fun with it. Have fun with it and allow yourself to emerge and to grow and to find some playfulness in this part of the journey, the project, the new job, the new relationship, it's time. It's time. You don't have to do everything perfectly. There's also a sense of there's a little bit of freedom that comes with starting over again, and that you don't have to do it perfectly. You can give yourself that gift. Okay. All right, let's go to Tony. So I'll take a breath. Take a breath. What does this feel like to me? This feels like, have you ever seen, I'm sure you've seen it. You know, the Charlton Heston is in the movie. Is it the Exodus movie where Charlton Heston is Moses, right? And parts the sea? That's such a great scene. And if you've been to Universal Studios in California, you will have seen the set where Charlton Heston parted the sea. That's what this feels like to me. It feels like let's part the sea and go through. That's what I'm feeling today. We don't know about the challenges on the other side, but we have the power to move forward in great, great ways. Okay, Tony, this one's for you. And we're going to go through the questions. Okay, so let's hold light and love around Tony's sacred turtle. Asking Spirit for guidance into what repeating pattern is coming to the surface and how she may have been holding back. And then what steps can she take into integrating this pattern and this lesson, letting go and releasing whatever it is that she is so ready to move through at this time. As always, we ask that this reading be in the highest for the greatest good and that no harm be done. Donna, I'll do one more reading after Tony's, okay? Wow. This feels like some great mantra. I am victorious. I recognize myself. I can stand at the top of the mountain. You know, I can lead the parade. I am great and powerful and amazing and accomplished. I am unique. And there's something about the way that this figure is emerging in this. I see it as like a flower, and there's a beauty in this, and I wanted to incorporate the word beauty because the number 6 is about beauty, and there is a beauty in this emergence, and this person, this figure has been inside the heart of the flower, growing and being nourished. And it's time. It's time for you to stand up, to claim your power. Why have you been repressing this, or what aspect of this have you been repressing? So 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands. I think I've been doing too much Lenormand. I've been doing a lot of Lenormand this week. You know, that is a very heavy scythe. It's a very heavy tool to wield. And if you're capable of picking that up and whacking down whatever those 8 wands represent, they will be leveled forever. And there's something about the 8 of wands and the 10 of wands and the continuity in this suit that is it's really the suit of wands in this deck is really interesting. Now I want to tap into this being connected to dharma. Dharma. The suit of wands is connected to will, it's connected to one's dharma, one's life path. And repetitively, you may have been knocking yourself down, not acknowledging your greatness, not acknowledging what your true path is. Right? If you look at those 8 wands also as a fence, this central card, I just want to read what I wrote underneath. That's a lot. Yeah. Okay. So, like the ability to cut to the chase, the ability to swiftly and energetically move through things. It's like you've been making too much work for yourself. Things could be a lot easier than they are if you would if you would see yourself for the greatness that you are. Three of Wands, all wands, Tony. This feels very specific, very specific. Like, and I'm not seeing the 3 wands as excessive, a reading out of balance. I'm seeing this as highly focused. So there is an aspect of your dharma, which may or may not be connected to your career, right? Remember that dharma does not always speak to career, it speaks to your life path. And the emergence is underway, it's in progress, it is rising. And so that it is really important that you don't knock yourself down. You need to do away with any tendencies for self-deprecation. And also this may be mirrored in the way that there may be a person in your life that you have a tendency to knock down because it's easier to knock somebody else down than it is to knock yourself down. I don't know. I kind of feel like there's something with this scythe action that's really important. So it can go that way, or it's either about cutting to the chase and just, taking that job, stepping forward, moving to Kenya or whatever it is. It's ready. The moon is illuminating your growth. And you are so deeply connected to it. What I didn't say the last time this card came up about the brilliance of Patrick Valenza is that we're going in through the navel center here. We're going in through the connection to Manipura chakra, and Manipura chakra is where we finally step into this place, self-assured and confident, But more than that, we step into a place of trust, and we trust our power, and we trust ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Well, have fun with that, and give those cards some time to percolate over the rest of the day. Okay. Thanks, Tony. I know I said thank you earlier, but that's just such a beautiful comment. Thank you very much, Joseph. I love that. That's a really, Rachel Pollack said the fool is how people see metaphysical people, while the hanged man is how they see themselves. All right, so I'm going to go to Candy. I'm assuming Candy is up somewhere. So I will scroll up. And hello to anybody else who's come in that I haven't said hello to. All right, well, maybe Candy was down, so we'll go down again. Would you mind copying and pasting Candy's question for me? I'll see if I can find it. I can't even see a Candy comment. It's a lot to scroll through. I'm trying to find it. Where is Candy's question? Okay, obviously it's for before Diana. Okay, all right. So Candy is just looking for a reading with the 3 cards. Okay, cool. And thanks to everybody. I know I didn't get to everybody's questions today. I saw Diana asked a question, and there were several other of you. But I encourage you to find a deck that really feels a little more, maybe a little more challenging or brutally honest. And another one that works really well for me is the Satsrai Bito with this kind of question. So I would find that deck and to just do a simple 3 card like this, and yeah, it's a good day for this. Good day. So this is for Candy. What is coming to the surface for Candy? What repeated pattern is emerging? What insight can the tarot provide for understanding what is being repressed or covered? And then how can she move forward? As always, we ask this reading be in the highest for the greatest good, and that no harm be done. So be it. Okay, ready? Hi, Sarah. I don't know if I said hi to you. Ten of Swords. Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Ten of Swords, Four of Swords. I feel like there's the thought is that there's nothing I can do about my situation. It's almost as if there has been a defeatist attitude, or yeah, it's like I'm a so what is the pattern that's coming to the surface is one where you feel that that you are controlled by the external. And whether the external is your thoughts or cultural expectations or um yeah, it feels like it's time to bust out of that box, of course. I mean, obviously. I want to pick something really specific from this deck that is going to help you to see this pattern. This is like an 8 of Swords to the millionth degree. That the pattern is one of feeling restricted, feeling confined, feeling suppressed by your thoughts, by your voice. And I think expectations is a really important word here. And you have been allowing yourself just to kind of not respond to this. And like I said earlier, I'm sensing like a defeatist attitude. You've been quite literally lying low, lying underground. It is time. It is okay for you to emerge. And like both of these cards feel like their emerging hasn't happened yet. You're still very much in the dark. Okay, so one of the things I want to say is this. If you have any like as far as mental health afflictions go, any depression or it's really important to have the support of counselors, friends that you can talk with, being in circles of like-minded people. Like these are heavy cards. And so you want to find a vehicle for your voice so that you feel supported, so you can start to let some of this go. Right? And I'm reading your comment now. And so these are don't dummy down the experience. These are real experiences for you, but these are not major cards. And the 10 should tell you that it's time, right? It's time for the BS to come to an end. The excuses are just excuses, but for some reason, you've needed to stay in the dark. You've needed to stay inside the box. You've needed to be in the container or under the ground, but you cannot stay there any longer, right? You will rot. You won't thrive. And so I'm going to say that you haven't been thriving, right? You haven't been thriving. So this is about you taking care of yourself. Isn't this funny? I was looking at the cards as I was putting some away and shuffling them, and I said to myself, I really want this card to emerge today. And I love the way that this high priestess, I see her as a high priestess, right? She's dancing under the moon. Of course, the two is connected to to the high priestess. Um, but she's free. She's energetically free, and she's claiming, you can bring in the word balance, right? She's claimed her freedom and has emerged. She's dancing under the moon. Look at that. What foot is that? That left foot is so happy. So happy. And her hips, right? She's broken free of the confines. And again, with a lot of the readings today, this is about, I want to say, embracing your eccentricities. Whatever your proverbial closet is, it's time to come out of it. Quite literally. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Fun. Fun. I like this deck a lot. And in the fall I put it in my reading table, like around Samhain, and it has this deep magical energy. And I want to encourage, for those of you that you have it but you don't use it, to start playing with it a little bit, even if you just do a one card draw and just kind of start to look at the energy of the art. It's really beautiful. Yeah, so thank you, Donna. Thanks for all your hard work today. I appreciate all of you, and the way that you support one another in the readings is amazing. Yeah. So please come back next Tuesday if you didn't get a reading today, and hopefully I'll be able to, if you're here early in the hour, get to your questions. Okay. Yes, I will see you on Friday. I will see you on Friday. I have a very special guest coming on Friday, and I can't wait for that. Tomorrow I will be on at 10 a.m. for Hush Tarot Deep Dive. I haven't put the thumbnail up yet, but that'll be on in the 10 a.m. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.